Hey, it's George and Jess, and we are talking to Jon Jameson from JP Fitness. How are you, John?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm doing really well. How are you guys today?
We're great.
Good. So now, first of all, we bring this up on the podcast all the time, and I mentioned for years on the air, I was like, you know what? If I ever decide that I'm actually going to take my fitness and well-being a little bit more seriously, the first person I'm going to go see is John up at JP, and I did, right?
You did. It's funny because my son sent me recordings of you saying that all the time when Cal's listening to you guys in the car, and would just like he would record it, and I get a video, and it'd be you talking about that. And I'm like, someday he's gonna make it in here.
You know what? First of all, tell me what sets JP Fitness apart from all the other fitness centers.
I would say the personalized experience and the fact that when we get someone set up, we meet about everyone. We talk about who's coming in. We during our team meetings, we talk about new members that have joined and try to share their story so that everyone's on the same page and can understand where they're coming from and where they want to go. I really do think we have a good intake process where we do our best to try to give everybody that experience where it's, let's sit down, let's talk about your goals. Let's outline them as in depth as you want. Let's talk about as much as what's been going on in your life as you want, and move forward with a plan that really outlines where you are, where you want to go, and how we can help on that path. And so I think that the training aspect is really is different than what any other place in Mankato's ever offered.
Yeah, not only do you guys have the best facility, but I can attest to the fact that for me, it was the individual approach. And, a lot of guys walk into a gym and they look at all the weights and all the different machines and they think they could just go in there and start throwing stuff around. But I didn't realize until I started working with Brett how important it is to have somebody teaching you how to build like your core body strength and to get my mobility and flexibility back. And it has helped me immensely.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I think that's part of it too, is you can benefit so much just from having somebody there reminding you of certain things, like keep your core engaged, make sure, you have your thoracic spine, your chest opened up, just different little cues like that. But then also, putting that into a program that's going to make things all make sense throughout the week and through the month and through the years. It helps a ton.
You're a very good trainer because as you were saying that, I was like putting my shoulder blades back, bracing my core.
I was kind of doing the same thing. I'm like, I feel like I'm a little hunched right now. Maybe I need to tighten up my posture. Everything's backwards. I'm trying to lift that. Okay.
The individual training, I can't say enough of that. The first thing I would tell people to do is come talk to you, right? And then you'll ask them, where do you want to go? What do you want to accomplish? And some of the things I've noticed, I've only been at this for about 3 months now. The first things I've started to notice, and it's crazy, but how far I can throw a baseball again, or how mobile I am when it comes to running. Just going up and down the stairs and just everyday movements, you start to notice those changes, and that inspires you to keep working and keep getting stronger.
And I think that's one of the things in that intake process that I like to try to outline are just little things that you're going to notice like that throughout your everyday life, and that people just don't realize, like, that's the motivator. Like, those are the things that are going to keep you going. Those are the things that you might not think about, like, consciously when you're in the meeting, but next thing you know, yeah, you're doing things that you didn't realize, or you're going longer playing with the kids that you don't notice either until after it's happened. You're like, wow, I didn't have to take a break, or man, I had more energy to go out and do things that day. And it makes a big difference.
I have to share one story here, but this is one of those moments for me. I was at Home Depot the other day, and they had the aisle out in the garden center that I needed to get down blocked off because I wanted a big bag of fertilizer, right?
Yeah.
So I went around the other side, and I realized that the bay was open, and if I snuck under, I could grab it from the other side, move back, and without thinking, Clara was with me, and she was like, "Wow, Dad, I can't believe you just did that." But I ducked under. Without my knees hitting the floor, grabbed the bag of fertilizer, snuck back out and threw it in the cart. And I was like, I can't believe I just did that without even getting on my hands and knees. It was crazy, right?
Dad win. Dad win.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
I feel like we need to acquire the Home Depot security footage of that move.
Yeah.
It sounds impressive.
They're definitely going to be watching you from now on, George. You're like, this stealthy guy, we
Right.
cannot let this happen again. So,
Right. And another thing you taught me when we first met, that first meeting a few months back, and I was like, well, here's where I want to be with weight. You said, don't get hung up on a number. Don't get that number out of your head and just get fit and the rest will take care of itself. And I've done that. I've stayed off the scale and it's amazing. It's crazy how your body just kind of redistributes everything that you got.
and when you were in today, so, there's a one person specifically that was in there that hasn't seen you in a while. And they're like, wow, is that George? Like, I haven't seen him. He's looking really good. And, you can see the change. And we're right around that timeline. I think I mentioned too, is, you start to feel the difference in that first like 4 to 6 weeks. You start to, you don't notice a difference in how your clothes are fitting, like that kind of 6 to 8 to 10 weeks. And then 10 plus weeks is when other people start to see it and notice it. And that it gets really noticeable, the changes that are happening. And so, yeah, there's somebody in the gym today that was like, man, George is looking really good. I haven't seen him in a minute. And he's really bulked up.
We got a message on our Instagram. I posted a picture over the weekend, and we got a message from someone who used to live here, listens to the podcast, and we haven't seen in person in a really long time. And I believe his actual message is, George is jacked.
Yes.
I'm not jacked, but honestly, I didn't believe when people say, first of all, I have cut alcohol out completely, and that helped me. I'm eating healthier, and nutrition is a big part of it. And you actually have people at JP that can help people out with that as well.
Yeah, we just started that department, if you will, with a lead health coach, Allie, and she's working with a couple clients right now. But it is another aspect that I think it goes hand in hand, with being in the health and wellness field, being trainers, having somebody at our dispense that has the knowledge and has the experience in working with clients that, want to really hone in on what they're eating, what their habits look like, how to plan their days appropriately according to what's happening that day. It's really great to have Allie. And so, as we move into kind of later into the summer here, I think coming in August, we're going to be pushing a good promotion with her to get more people exposed to her and see what we can offer with that. But it's made a big difference in the couple of people that, she's working with right now in their lives, and they see the value in it and the benefit. And, it's all encompassing, right? You make nutrition like 70-80%, and then the workouts just help motivate all of that.
And it sounds cliche, John, but I think one thing that really sets JP apart is that you guys are a family gym. Like you come into JP, you see yourself, you see Kelly, you see you guys as children, and it feels like such a family atmosphere, and you really feel as a member like you're cared about and like you're part of this great community.
And I love hearing that, because when we started it, I mean, that's the feel that I wanted to bring. Like a lot of what Mankato had before, we started this was your big box gyms for low cost. So, they just want you to be paying that 10, 20, whatever, $20 a month. And, they're not paying attention to anything that's going on past that. And so it is a good community, like strong community feel when you come in, and there's regulars now, like you guys that are coming in regularly in the morning. Like, if we don't see somebody, or if someone has been out for a couple of days, it's, you hear the chatter from trainers like, hey, where's this person been, or what's been going on? And it definitely helps keep people on that path. I mean, when you have that stronger connection built within the facility, then you're more likely to stay committed. And, you don't want to let your family down, just like you don't want to let your trainer down.
And, I really enjoy the one-on-one training with Brett, the personal training, but Jess loves the classes, and you have a great array of classes that you offer as well, where it's kind of a group fitness routine.
We started with like what we call our 2 signature formats, and since bringing on, these great instructors of Steph and Kelsey, and then we grew our staff too with about 4 other trainers. We've been able to diversify just from those 2 class offerings. And, those are the ones that I loved and that I always like hit home, that I'm like, these are the ones you need to do. But I've noticed that people really enjoy having the different options. And so we brought in with Steph and Kelsey Boot Camp 45, which is a good total body like circuit routine where she mixes in some calisthenic work, and there's not as much cardio in there as you would, or cardio equipment, I guess I should say, as you'd see in the signature classes. But then we're also doing a spin-off of that one that we now call Burn 30. Allie, she's bringing the Pilates 30 that we just offered. And then Steph, yes, being the awesome yoga instructor that she is, we have two different kind of styles of yoga, where we have a recovery one that's going to be geared more towards holding poses a little bit longer. And then the Flow 45, which is just a little bit more of a challenging yoga class.
And what's really cool is now you have all these different modalities that people can work into their fitness routine. So there's the signature classes, which are intense and they are a fabulous workout. But mixing those in with the yoga recovery or with the Pilates and really making this like a full body approach.
I just chatted with a member yesterday. I saw her and she's now been in, I think, like 3 or 4 days in a row. But, I was just, as she came in, I'm like, oh, a little bit of yoga today. And she's like, yeah, I'm pretty sore from strong 45 yesterday. And so this is going to be a good pivot today to help kind of just recover a little bit more. And to be able to have a facility that offers that now it's pretty fun and it's cool to see. And so, like the Boot Camp 45, I would say is a lot like our Zone 45. And so to give a background to it, Zone 45 is like your high intensity day. I always kind of consider it like, work you to the bone, kind of kick the crap out of your day. And then Boot Camp mirrors that, but it's just tapered back, I would say, a little bit, where it's not as intense as you see in the Zone 45. Because, yeah, the Zone 45, the Strong 45, those ones were like my babies that like I designed. And so I'm always like, go hard. And I get a little bit intense, as maybe some people would say. But the Boot Camp is a good backup to that. And then the Burn 30 is, we use the heavy bags. So we've been trying to figure out how to incorporate a heavy bag kind of circuit routine. And so it's a little bit more boot camp-esque in the sense that we're doing some strength training and we're doing some body weight work, but then we're working into the routine as well using the heavy bags. And then it's just a 30-minute format. So somebody wants to get in and get out, and, instead of doing the 45 to 50-minute class, it's a little bit more of an expedited class for them.
Awesome. What would you say to someone who they're hearing this message, they're interested, they want to become a part of the JP community, but there's that intimidation factor or that limiting belief of like, I can't go to the gym yet because I'm not in shape, or I will join the gym when I'm more fit, like what would you say to someone that's kind of in that place?
I always tell them that to book a consult with myself, or, my manager, Chris or Mason. Ideally, I like to meet everyone there because I try to be very approachable and welcoming and kind of show them around and take the time to just chat with them about their goals and sit down and, figure out what that intimidation factor is for them, or what's maybe limiting them or keeping them from, committing to the program, and how we can make it more comfortable for them. And maybe it is that group setting, or maybe it is the one-on-one setting, and something that's going to help kind of break down those barriers for them and understand everyone started there. Everyone's had some of those same fears or those same holdbacks, and to get past them, you need to confront them and be able to work through them. And so I like to be able to take the time with them and be able to show them around and, get them to see and feel what it's like to be in here, because it's a different vibe. It's different than really where you see anywhere else. And we're a very comfortable, I would say, judgment-free zone without plastering it all over our walls.
You know what I really like about it? It's a place where I can go and work on me and hang out with like-minded people that are doing the same thing. It's kind of like my time. And I always talk about the physical benefits are obvious, but the mental benefits, getting my day started like that, it's, you can't even put a price tag on that.
Yeah, it's a good spot to start it all out with those classes. And I would say people that maybe aren't as intimidated, but like are interested, if they wanted to come in, and like everyone's first class is always free. And then with the, week free we're pushing right now, you can come in and get a feel for like how you can work it into your routine. I think that's big for me too, is it shouldn't just be like a crash diet, right? It shouldn't just be like, a fad 4-week program or whatever it is. It's something that you can put into your routine every day, and how it can just help keep you on this path of a life goal, and not just oh, I'm motivated to hit this goal by this time kind of idea.
So let's talk about the free week and how people can find out what the class schedule is and what the next steps are.
I think we do a great job of putting everything out on like Facebook and Instagram, so you can see our group schedule there. We have updated it on the website as well. So if you go to the website, we have a specific page just for the group schedule where you can see all the times, see what class is at that time. And then we have the description, the class descriptions on there as well. So that's going to explain to you the Zone 45, the Strong 45, Boot Camp 45, Burn 30, Pilates 30, yoga. So I think there's like 8 different styles of classes that we offer now. And so it's good to have those descriptions, and they can read through them and get an idea of where they would want to start. There's a button right on the website to start your free week, and then that just links you to a Google Doc, so they can fill out the Google Doc, and then we contact them to get them into their first session.
Awesome.
So if somebody wants to start and get working, and they want to come check out JP, what's the first step?
First step would be going to our website and filling out, like a contact us form that we have on there. And from there, then we, schedule out a time. There's also, you can book an appointment from the website. So you can go on there and go right into it and see my calendar and see when I'm available and schedule a time. I think my availability, if I'm not having any appointments, I'm wide open from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. So I'm always making sure that I'm available to do new client intake. So they can either book it, they can contact us, so we can, email and kind of schedule it out if they're looking for a specific time, or they can start their free week right away by just filling out that Google Doc on the website as well. So everything should be right there at jpfitnessmn.com.
All right, real quick, we haven't mentioned, as you continue to grow and the community does, you've opened a second location as well.
Yeah, we've been doing a couple things here and there, and the second location, my wife, Kelly, manages that one. That is just like a satellite location. So if you look at how it's laid out, the Madison East Center is like our training center, where we have, I think it's 10 trainers, 4 front desk staff, and a cleaning attendant. And then when we look at adding on the 24/7, that's just like a satellite location to come in, get a good workout in, maybe utilize the program we're setting you up on. But another convenient spot that I think a lot of people like that location, and people that were utilizing it before want to stay there. And so that will be fully outfitted by the end of next week. We are dealing with some of these logistical delays that are happening out there, and the second half of our strength equipment got held out. So that should be here, and we should be, fully ready to go with that spot. It's open right now, so you can walk in and tour it, but that's going to be fully outfitted by the end of next week.
I love it. I love it. All right. So this is the guy that I've been talking about. And I encourage anybody who's even thought about it, don't wait till the first of the year or some timeline. Get started now, man. Go see Jon at JP Fitness. Jon, it was good chatting with you, man. We'll chat again.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Yes.